Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. I just realized I left my overhead light on. Turn that off real quick. There we go. And I won't be casting, well, I cast a little bit of shadow from my lamps right here, but a little bit less shadow. Anyway, my name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. It is Thursday, which I can't believe. I keep getting confused about what day of the week it is this week. But Thursday means more illustration work, so I literally left my desk exactly how it was last stream yesterday. It's just no reason to put everything away when I'm going to come straight back to this. Before I get started, I want to announce my charity of the month, which is Vegan Outreach. So you can help me help the animals by just watching my stream and bringing your friends, because I make a donation at the end of every month based on my unique viewers count. So help me help animals. If you want to help them more directly, you can support Vegan Outreach by making a donation. There should be a little donation button there through Twitch. But now that that is done, let me, I guess, review what we worked on yesterday. These are larger sketches that I made based on my thumbnail sketch. This one in the top middle was my choice for this, which is my 2024 Birthday Gryphon greeting card. And so we worked out one larger sketch, which I quite liked, except when I did some contrast testing, I realized there's a way too much black on black on black here, and it's not going to be very easy to see these things. It's going to make the image just look flat, for one, and then for two, being able to tell, well, what's this and what's this, because it's all the same color. That's not good. So I worked out a couple different examples of how I could change mostly this area, but over here as well, just because it seemed kind of weird for just one wing to be out. I'm sure it's physically possible, but it just felt kind of odd, so I put one wing out, and then I ran out of time. But where I left off, I'm actually looking at this again today. I'm actually liking this more. What I had done here was this is the parent, and this is one of the babies. And I put both parent wings down and put one of the baby wings up. But I realized that if I just take that wing away, I think I actually like it even more. It is nice having something going off the edge of the image, so going out this way, but when I think of it like this, so it would be black on black here, and it would be kind of confusing. It's already going to be a little bit difficult because the feet are basically the same color black as this wing that the baby one is holding on to the wing of the adult here to clamber on their back. And so having the baby's wing coming out here next to the adult's wing, and they're both the same color black, it would be visually confusing, like whose wing is coming out. So I've been thinking what I want to try next to start with is this same thing, this same section of the image. But what is it like if the baby's wing is down? And maybe another one too with like the wings going like way up or something. But that's where I figure I'll start today. And if I'm happy with how those turn out, I think I'll use this for drawing my full-size sketch and just moving along with the illustration process. So let's try this first. So I drew this baby receiving the cupcake. I'm perfectly happy with this baby, so I'm not even going to I'm just going to get some squiggles here so that it's taking up the appropriate amount of space. And now adding the adult who has just fed this baby a birthday cupcake. So adding the adult with their lovely curving necks, curving out, and then the body comes out kind of like a teardrop shape with the two front legs just standing there on the nest, feeding this happy birthday baby a yummy cupcake. So I'm doing this very roughly, because what I'm really interested in isn't so much as all this other stuff that I've just drawn, but the wings. So let's see if both wings are tucked in. And then we've got the back leg here because this is a griffin. So we've got the back leg here, which I think would be sticking out. The wing would be sitting with the haunches down. I think the wing would be on top of the back leg, instead of like the wing down and the back leg on the outside or something. That just doesn't seem like it would work, because most birds, I mean, I'm not a bird expert or anything, but I've drawn quite a few, and it seems like their wings are at least as long as their body, if not all the way to the tail, depending on the species. So these probably, and then with a griffin, it's going to be even heavier because it's got this whole mammal back half. So I always imagine that griffins will just have extra long wings even if the mammal part has hollow bones like birds do, that's still just so much extra body for them to be able to get the lift necessary to fly. And so I think all of that logic is why I think this wing would go on top of the leg instead of vice versa. Okay, so now we've got this parent, and I'm going to draw the baby. This baby is supposed to be cake face baby, already ate their cupcake, and super messy. That was the whole inspiration for this, was how first birthday babies always, well, not always, but so often they get their super messy cake face because they're like, what? Yes, this is awesome. Bleh, all over the face. So we definitely want to include the cake face baby. So I've got little, I'll show you this in a second. It's not very easy for you to see because it's so far down, but I've got the 2 feet here gripping the back, the wing in the back. Oh, maybe the wing would come down like this. Anyway, and instead of having the baby's wing out, let's just try if the wing is tucked in, just like the parent. So we've got the back, and then the wing will maybe come back like this. Fold it up, and just going straight back. And then the end of the body might be here, but I like to imagine we'd see the tail, pretty cute, coming out. Little dots for the pattern on the mammal half of this griffin. So I do like that better. If I compare it to this more complete sketch that I've done here, we've got this background griffin, the wing would probably be coming out here. So there'd be a little overlap of the baby's wing over this background one's wing and the tail probably. But I think that is still overall better. Something I could do, I'll just sketch it on top of here, is have the wings like up like this. Okay, the baby's stretching their wings way the heck up here. That's another option. Most of it would be off the page though. That's fun and dynamic, but I think we come into the same issue because this, let's add a little marker to this to show the contrast. Once again, we'll have this black on black that will be hard to distinguish what's what when it's right next to each other. So the bird part of the griffin has a pattern like this. And then that will end up being right next to this wing here. But if the wing is coming out the side like this, look at that. Let me show you. Hold it up closer. I think having the wings down is better here because at least the way I've sketched it here, it could end up a little bit different depending on the pose of the head. But here we have this little bit of white feathers for the other side of the head for this adult. And that would be a little natural break between the black feathers here and the black feathers here. Over here, so the baby griffins are all completely black. So this would all be black, and this would be black on here. But at least there'd be all the colorful frosting and cake on the face, so that even if this little teeny tiny part of the whole illustration is a little bit confusing about what's what, it will still stand out as an individual, I think, because of the cake on the face. Let me put a little bit more marker. The wing would be black. The feet would be black. At least the feet, though, are a shiny, sort of leathery, shiny texture, I guess. So that would be something slightly different between these two patches of black. Of course, the tail has spots on it, so that's nice. Something else I think that's nice. Oh, Exie and El Penguin are both here. Hello, hello. How are you? Yay! ¿Cómo está artista? I have a idea of what that means. I would not consider myself a Spanish speaker, but I have a little bit of words. ¿Cómo estás? Chapter. El Penguin. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Let's see. How do you say ¿Cómo estás? Means, how are you, right? Because I had to look up. You're going to get a story. You're going to get a story here. What up, artist? Gotcha. I was like, so I play Zumba on the Switch once a week, usually, when I'm not sick, like right now. And there's this game, and it says, there's this song on the game that says, sí como no. And I was like, what? And because sí and no, I know. Sí como no. And then como, and I was like, wait, doesn't como estás mean like, how are you? And then I'm like, yes, how, no. And I was like, And I looked it up. And it actually kind of rather does mean that. It's like, at least what I looked up was, yes, how could I not? Or something. And basically the English equivalent culturally would be, yes, why not? Or yes, of course. Or something like that. So, anyway, that's my weird. ¿Cómo está artista? ¿Cómo está artista? What up, artist? What up? Okay, so you asked me a question. I love learning languages. Okay, as you know, because you know I'm doing Duolingo all the time. The amount of twang in Spanish could get ridiculous. It's so interesting. Spanish often sounds a lot like Japanese. Like if I'm hearing a song just playing in the background in a store or something, and I'm like, is that a Spanish song or a Japanese song? Because you can't really necessarily hear the words so well, but it's like rap rhythm and stuff like what you're talking about, I think. And it can actually sound like each other. Anyway. So how am I? What up? What up? I'm working on my illustration here. I'm very happy with how I've gone so far today. I think what I was showing you, explaining why I'm going to go with having the baby in this position with the wings down. Because it's the least amount of this sort of black on black as far as the contrast goes. I did both wings up and wings down example for here. So that's what up. How are you both? Exie and El Penguin, how are you? I hope you're doing well. It's so wonderful you both joined me at the same time. Yay! I'm getting a drink of my tea here. I also have my leftover green smoothie water, like usual. But I'm going to drink my tea first because it has caffeine, and it's actually kind of late for me to be having caffeine, but it is a reused tea bag, so the amount of caffeine should be lessened. Okay, so I think I explained everything I wanted to explain about this, and I feel pretty good about moving forward with this sketch, redrawing this in full size using these notes, and going with this adjustment, which is the baby sitting off to the side. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say, that final thing. The tail being off to the side here for the baby one, I like much better than having the tail over here, because in this one and in this one, the tail is over here for the baby. But it's hard to tell, like, is this a weird angle and this is the adult's tail? So having it over here coming off the wing, I think makes it a lot more clear that this is the baby's tail, not the adult's tail. Okay, so I'm going to go for this one, but with this edit. The wings down and sort of a sideways pose instead of straight on. Yay! Never too late for caffeine, only consequences of actions. I guess technically I can drink caffeine whenever I want. It really does mess with me though. If I have like a coffee after noon or something, then it's like I can fall asleep like normal, but I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and be totally awake. And it could be 8 hours later, it doesn't matter. So, no, try to keep my caffeine down. But this tea I'm drinking is chocolate strawberry, and it's super good. And the bag says you can steep it up to 3 times. So I make one and then I make another one. So that's what I'm drinking tea today. All right. So next step, since we have our sketch worked out, the idea of our sketch, I've got my lovely 10 by 7 inch template here, and we're just going to take a sheet out of my sketchbook. That's why I love these. This is, I just get this sketchbook from Barnes & Noble. I don't know if it's sold anywhere else, but I really love it because it has smooth pages, and they work fairly well with marker. And I believe, so for one, they're perforated, so I can do what I'm about to do, which is take a page out, which is so nice. So say for some reason I wanted to scan this image, but it's got this ring binding, which I prefer because then you can flip it all the way over. But if you try to scan it with this ring binding here, then there's a shadow here. But since it's perforated, if I want to scan this, I just take the page out, and then I use little artist tape to tape it back in for stuff like that so that I can keep my sketches together. So yeah, I love this sketchbook. This is a story about how I love this sketchbook. There was something else I like about it too. There's just so many things I'm like, no, I have to have this one. I've tried all kinds of like fancy art brands, but so many fancy art brands are like, you're a true artist. You want to use charcoal and have lots of texture. No, I am a true artist, but I want smooth white paper with no texture so that I can use ink and markers. Okay. Anyway, it took me so long to find these and find the perfect sketchbook for me. It's got the hard cover, so it's safe if you put it in your bag. It won't get like curved or like dog-eared pages or whatever. Singing the praises of my... Ooh, okay, I just remembered something. Singing the praises of my sketchbook. I just remembered last night I recalled some of the details. I was just randomly thinking about it. I want to remember to add party hats. So actually, let me get that sketch back. What am I doing putting this? It's because I was showing it off and I forgot that I need this sketch. I need this sketch, and I want to remember to add little party hats and, oh, here we go. Plus party hats. And I think I just want them on the babies. And decorations. And I was thinking of adding like a little string of flags or something, you know, just something that feels a little inspired by nature and stuff, but so like no like mylar balloons or whatever, but something that maybe griffins would decorate with, and then party hats for the babies to show that they're the special recipients. And I thought that the hats could even be so I was just like imagining, oh, what are the hats going to look like? Just randomly thinking about it. Little rims of flowers, like a flower garland around the edges, the bottom edges of the hats. And maybe the top is grasses, kind of like what's used in building the nest. And so there's like a tassel of grasses coming off. I have not tried drawing this yet, but that's what I'm so glad I remembered it. That's why I've kept this out, so I could see. So I've got nest is decorated with flowers and flags. Babies all wear cute party hats. I wrote that. So I've been keeping this open. I need to make room on my desk though, so that's why I'm sort of scrambling around. Okay, I don't think I need this one anymore. We'll put this back in here. And then that can go there, and this can stack on top. And for now, I shall set my sketch over here. Then I can use this nice 10 by 7 inch template. And it's already got this piece of artist tape on it. So I can just peel the back up. Peel the back of the tape up. Almost there. Okay. Then I like to center it as well as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course, but it helps me not to be distracted if it's just a distraction for me if I notice like, oh, it's off a little bit, or I put it so low, and then that's just a thought that goes in my head. It's not like I can't continue, but it's a thought that plays in my head. Like it's so low or something. The less distractions, the better. So I'm going to use my gray pen. I think this is my gray pen. Yes. Use my gray pen to trace around the template. So I used the tape to kind of hold it in place. I still got to look though, because it can still move a bit. This is just the sketch, so it's not the end of the world if it's a little bit off. And then one more. Double check that the lines look like they're still going to be even. Okay, good. And add this final side. I actually don't usually draw all the way to the corner, just because it's another visual distraction when the pen goes along the corner and then it goes down like this, because you're like, and then it goes down and there's this line here. So I'm like, I don't need the corners, so I don't draw them, and then that's another distraction gone from my mind. There. Voila. Jajan. Okay. And I'll put this tape back down, and then this template is ready for the next time I make a 5 by 7 half fold greeting card, which will probably be pretty soon, because I have my summer griffin still to do for my seasonal griffin greeting card series. That might be what I work on next. And then I can call that series done, and it's so hard for me to actually finish a series of stuff. I have an even older Griffin series that I started, and I've only gotten 2 done so far, and it's monthly Griffin, so January Griffin, February Griffin, and there's all kinds of symbolism in there and everything. I only got 2 done, and I want to finish that, and I started that before I went back to university and finished my degree, so that's like over 5 years ago. I've only gotten 2 done. Oh, this goes over here. So yeah, finishing that summer Griffin would be awesome. Excited it would be all done. They'd be done relatively near each other, because I did the first one 2 years ago, the second one 1 year ago. The third one I finished last month, and then there's one more to go. All right, we're not done setting up this sheet. We've got the border so that we know how far out to draw. But now I'm going to use this, just like I've done in the sketchbook, to make a halfway point line so that I know where the fold is. I'm not sure. I have not really planned any of my composition around thirds lines. I often, just historically, divide into thirds. It's like here, 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 here. But I didn't sketch around those dimensions or those lines. So I don't know how important it is that I do that. It might be good though to have, it's like this baby could be in the middle. Although I kind of like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 here and 1 here. Doing these two along a bottom third line might be nice too, because I wanted to move them down anyway. I'm thinking. That's why it's quiet all of a sudden. Just give me a second. And it's not good to over-plan it either and make it like everything is along a thirds line and it's just like this tic-tac-toe of bird heads. That's not ideal either. Yeah, let's not worry about it, because I didn't worry about that on the last illustration. I just worked around the fold, and then I think that one turned out nice. So, all right, how long is this? I think I gotta use a bigger ruler. This ruler is too small. All right, gotta reach around. Shink. It's like getting a sword out. So 10, we want this line at the 5-inch mark, and I should have no problems doing basic arithmetic today. 10 divided in half is 5. It's definitely, there's no decimals to mess me up. Okay, do the other side. 10. Just trying to line this up nicely with these edge lines, and then 5. And now I can use the straight edge to draw the line down the middle. Yay! Alright, I don't need this ruler anymore, I don't think, so I'm gonna put it away so that it's out of my way. There's a pet hair on the desk. No! There, I got it off. Okay, put my ruler away. Man, this is exciting. Just last week I was doing thumbnails, and now I'm ready to work on the final sketch. Yay! Okay, so real quick, I'm going to put these away as well, make some more room, because I don't think I need these. This is going to be another watercolor illustration. I guess it doesn't have to be, but that's how I imagine it. I could do now I'm thinking about it, I could do a marker illustration. Do a big illustration of markers. Thinking. But I really was imagining it in watercolor, just like my last one. Well, I can do the sketch either way. Doesn't make a difference to the basic sketch. Okay, I'm pretty sure. I just want to check. I'm pretty sure I used this blue pencil for my last illustration. But I want to make sure, I like doing it the same way. Okay, I've got my giant box of previous artwork. This is the tracing paper. What? Where's the sketch? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Hold on. I just want to think about, because this is working. This method is working, but I don't always remember exactly why I do what I do, so I want to make sure that I'm understanding my own process. So the blue line sketch, and I think that helps for getting it traced onto this paper when it's blue instead of graphite. Okay. I can put this back away in my closet. I'm a little bit worried. One of my art boxes is getting yellow, and they're supposed to be scrapbooking, like acid-free, keep your stuff nice forever, but the fact it's getting yellow makes me wonder if my art is going to get yellow in there. Ooh. Oh, yeah, edamame is so good. Edamame is actually just soybeans, and it's like all... Yeah, edamame. So, like, and there's so many things you can have. So, like, I have soy yogurt, soy milk, tofu. Sometimes eat the edamame. Like, just frozen bagged edamame is awesome. You can just add it to anything or just eat it plain, you know. And another thing that's great about the soy protein is that it has enough of all the essential for humans amino acids, because there's like 9 that we can't produce on our own, and pretty much every food has them all, but some of them have so little that you have to eat a lot to actually make use of it in your body. But soy is like boop. So this is jacked, not only jacked with protein, but with the specific amino acids that we need as humans. Yeah, soy is like my best friend now. I even read recently, soy has also been associated with positive breast cancer results in humans. So people who, I can't remember exactly what the study was or the results, but it was like either people who are undergoing treatment have higher rates of recovery, or maybe something like less people who eat soy have less chance of getting breast cancer in the first place, or it might have been both. But anyway, I was like, score another one for soy. Just super, super awesome. So Tofurkey has become one of my favorite brands. I love the flavor. So I love making sandwiches with their like deli cuts and their sausages, and yep, they've become one of my faves ever since I learned about the wonders of soy. So good. Okay, you sent me down a path. I am such a huge fan of soy stuff. Let's start sketching. Okay, I don't think, y'all aren't going to be able to see this, but I'm going to set my sketchbook like this. So I guess I'll hold it like this so you can see. It's got to be like this so I can look straight at the sketches and my notes, but I've got to set it back here so it's leaning against... it's leaning against the paint can that my camera is sat on. Okay. Yeah, so sometime I've thought that it might be nice to take... I have an older, less quality camera, but I thought it might be nice sometime to set it to the side, and it could be like a little close-up camera or something. I've been thinking about that. I have like a little window of like close-up what I'm working on. Ideas. I have so many ideas all the time. Blah. Okay. Let's start sketching. I need my reference images for the nest. Oh, this is a good one because it shows all of the leaves. Some of their nests don't have too many of these grasses in them, but this one has lots, and I really like that because it makes it look more unique than a stereotypical bird nest, which I think, in my mind, stereotypical bird nest is a bunch of sticks woven together in a sort of circle shape. But having all these big, like, they're, I think, eucalyptus leaves or something, but they're very big, long leaves, and they're just draping down among all the sticks, and it looks really, really nice. So I would like to have that look to these griffins' nests. But I need to remember to move the top edge of the nest down to make room for everybody. So my initial sketch, I drew it too high up. So let's just start sketching. And first I will add the sticks, and then put the leaves in, and I'll erase away. And I want to make sure to add sticks that are just like sticking up, and also like bends and crooks and stuff. It's that's what I'm seeing in these reference images. So I want to make sure that I do that. It's easy to get into default, I'm drawing a nest, kind of, and then forget about the details that are shown to me. So here, let's add like a curved stick here. A little bend on this one. And then here we'll have one just like sticking up, sort of broken off. Make that edge a little bit farther out. I think the more you draw nests, the easier it becomes. Remember the first time I ever drew a nest for a illustration, and it was that monthly Gryphon series I mentioned, and it was so daunting to draw all those little details, weaving in and out of each other and everything, but the more I've done it, the less scary it is. You just gotta get started. So we can do a little bit more sticking up sticks, I think, on this side, because here we want the baby griffin to be gripping, so we want a softer surface for their little hands to go on. Over here, the baby griffin's facing away from the viewer, so we can have a little more pokey sticks coming up. Whee! It's already starting to, oh, you can't really see what I'm doing when I'm working in this pencil though. That's another reason why it might be nice to hook up another video source. I mean, I've got that camera just sitting there. I think the only issue is I need a really long USB cord to reach my free, if I even have a free USB port, it'll be over on my PC tower, and that is like on the other side of the room. So I need like a 10 or 12 foot cord, I think. Not just because it's that long, but to allow for drape coming out this way, coming out from the PC, coming out from the camera, and then especially because I would imagine putting it on this side because I'm left-handed. Anyway, just thinking. El Penguin, how many of the plant-based proteins have you tried? Like, have you been enjoying, like, cooking or just getting stuff with different plant-based proteins? Since you found out about how awesome edamame is. Incredible. Let's put, so we've got a lot going like this. Let's make some going like this. And make this one angle down too. Let's say that it branches out as well. And there's a little V here where two branches are coming out with this one. We just got to keep adding more sticks. Although I'm trying to make a scene that looks naturalistic, I'm also trying to design the scene and avoid too many visual tangents. That's where things perfectly aligned all the time, and it's, even if it naturally would happen in an illustration, it can be distracting. So I will continue to try to avoid that. So like right here, I think I'm going to change this stick that I just drew because it's kind of having that issue. It's running right along. I thought it would be nice to add something here, but now it's running right along this one. Change what's here. Alright, tapping up all this little eraser gook. I love these Japanese style erasers. For some reason, their products use a material that you can tap it all up into one little glob and then put that in the trash. The American and European erasers that I've used, even though they're also plastic erasers, they just crumble into a million little bits and you have no choice but to like just brush them off. But I like being able to tap so I know I've got every little piece and it's not flying around when I brush it. I see. Yeah, so for me, I found that canned beans and frozen veggies are like the best. Because they've got so much nutrition, like bang for your buck. Because they're also super cheap. G-Hip Valentine's? I don't know what G-Hip is. Gip? Jip? Work on a studio. Yeah, the pre-made foods are expensive. So I love making the smoothies because they're so much cheaper. Just get the frozen fruits and veggies, throw them in with some beans, boom! So much nutrition. Yeah, like meat alternatives and stuff. Even like I was saying, the tofurkey, it's not as cheap as just buying like fresh fruit or whatever. Especially some things that I really love and I enjoy eating, but they're like so expensive, so they're like a special thing. Okay, I feel like I'm getting really close to satisfied with the number of sticks present in this nest. So we'll just fill the gaps with grass and with greenery that's flowing through this tangle of branches. this branch, I want to make it a little bit thicker than what I originally drew it, because they use pretty substantial sticks for their nests. At least that's what it seems like. They're called little pied cormorants, the birds I'm basing these griffins on, but they're little in terms of cormorants, not in terms of birds in general. They're definitely much bigger than, say, like a songbird. Oh, Ghibli. Gotcha. Oh, so I'll get you. Studio Ghibli Valentine's. That's a food? How did you make it the food? Alright, one more sticking up stick here, I think. Then I can fill this gap here. Yes, I think that's good. Well, sorry that this is going to be a lot of, you can't really see what I'm doing until I hold it up to the camera kind of stream, but there's the nest so far. I think that's a good amount of nest compared to here. Yeah, like this is going all the way up here on the back. And it was all the way up here. And it's just like down here in this one. So I think that's good height. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I also like otaku cookbooks. Fandom cookbooks. Yep. Me too. It's so fun. What I'd really like to work on is a vegan anime cookbook. This is an idea I have, but I realize I need the help of someone who can actually do the recipes, because I try to do the recipes on my own. I love cooking. But it's different just cooking versus making a recipe for other people to use. And I would love to make an anime vegan cookbook. And what I really want to do is make it like anime for the images. So that all the images, it's fully illustrated, full color. And it's like anime food. And it's like, here's how to make it. And it's based off the real photo of the actual recipe made. And so, like, I need to find a chef friend who makes vegan food and can do the recipes of, because I have this whole list that I made of favorite foods from anime, like favorite characters' favorite foods, or just anime food that like always shows up or whatever, and just like how can we make it vegan, and then also illustrate it so that it looks like. Because there's always that saying, like, why does anime food always look so good? So I want my cookbook to be like that. So me too. I love those kind. Yeah, I understood. I understood. Alright, now I'm adding some of these grass leaf shapes. Flowing over. Filling the spaces. I can't tell for sure, but I think these are the kind of leaves that have the veins go straight down instead of they go out like this. So that's kind of how I'm going to draw them. I can't see. The picture's way too small to actually see what the leaf veins look like, but let's see. So let's have this one is actually coming off of a stick still, because I actually see that in this. The rest of them are all dry, but this cormorant clearly recently added an extra stick of leaves to its nest. There's one vibrant stick of leaves coming. So let's do that. Here's a little stick with the leaf still attached. And let's have another leaf coming out here underneath. All right, I'm gonna have to erase as I go because as I add leaves, they're covering up the sticks, and I need help visualizing what that's going to look like with the sticks not showing now and the leaves showing instead. So that I can tell when is a good amount of leaves. When have I added enough leaves? El Penguin, are you typing on a phone? I'm just wondering because I have an incredibly hard time myself whenever I raid and I am typing on my phone and then it doesn't like make the text box bigger. So I have the Android phone, so it's the Android Twitch app, and it doesn't make the text box taller when I add more. It just keeps pushing it off to the side and visible. So I like cannot see what I've typed, and I'm like, I hope there's no typos in here. And then I hit send and then I can see everything I wrote. It's so annoying. So I'm wondering if that's what you're dealing with right now too. Ah, hi. そうか。わかった。めんどくさいよね. Super annoying, isn't it? I hate that. It's not that hard to make the text box grow bigger as more text fills it. I am not a programmer, but I know it's not that hard because almost every other app does that. All right, going on a rant. I'm calm now. Got that off my chest. I guess I just got to start raiding off my PC. I find it easier to raid off of my phone, but then I like to communicate with the person I'm raiding, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna move over. Another thing that doesn't worry me exactly, but I think about is that my microphone is right here, and so if I go to my PC station, which is like one workstation over, then I worry that I won't be as audible. So yeah, this is something I've been thinking about. It's because I have this interesting setup for streaming. Sometimes a little jealous of the people who can just have their, like they're streaming through their laptop or something, and so they can just do all this stuff like right there on the laptop's right there. I do have my laptop here, but it's old and slow, and I can't really stream through it so well. So I stream through PC, which is over there. Laptop is here as a surface for my camera to go on. Oh, I forgot another leaf to erase away the sticks from below. It really does help, this erasing. Really, really helps with visualizing what I'm doing. So yeah, I definitely need more leaves. I want to make some coming out from under sticks. I don't want all of them coming out over the sticks. Some of them can come out under the sticks. Right here, but a little bit of this stick is still showing, so there's a couple leaves over it, but oops, I erased the wrong part. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna draw that back. Yeah, that happens to me a lot because I use the Japanese keyboard. I'm not sending it to people, but I'm like trying to say something. So it happens a lot when I'm trying to use a voice dictation. And then I say something into search or into my dictionary app or something, and then it shows up in the opposite language. And of course it's gibberish because I was using the opposite language but speaking the different language. No, type it in Japanese or dictate in English. I wish it was smart enough to just tell which one I was using at the time, but I have to switch keyboards. So I think I kind of understand what you're saying there. This one is like spilling over. Oh, it's almost break time. Yay! There's something about this leaf that looks a little too thick. It doesn't look like a nice thin leaf. It looks like a, I don't know, a much thicker thing. Oh, hello! Seacraft by Celia! How are you? Thank you for the raid! Hold on. I know there's a way to do this. Give me a second. You're the only person who raids me right now. I really appreciate it. Let me go in here and do the shout out thing. I don't have a bot set up for it, but I'm pretty sure there's still just like a regular old Twitch built-in Seacrafts. How was your stream? I saw you were knitting earlier, I think, when I was getting set up for this stream. Oh, thank you, thank you. That's so wonderful. Thank you. Okay, let me see if this works. Oh, unrecognized. Wait. Do I have to set it up? Alright. I can't shout you out yet. I gotta figure this out. I'll figure it out another time, I guess. Okay. Turn my phone back off. Crocheting. What were you crocheting? I know so many people who crochet. I've only ever knit like a scarf. Like I knit a flat thing that goes down like this. Ooh, headbands. Are you going to be selling them in I remember last time when I was chatting to you on your stream, you were preparing some lovely little flower keychains for selling in a cafe, I think. Is it going to be the same kind of thing for these? Let's keep adding some leaves, although it's pretty much break time. But I don't want to go on break right away because everybody just got here. Party of 7, yay! Small version of a scarf. Oh! Oh, yeah, nice. Yay, I hope they do well. I think that based on your aesthetics for the little keychains I saw you making, they probably look lovely. What kind of colors were you using? Are you making like a rainbow, or do you make them? I don't really know about crocheting other than it's kind of like knitting, but not really. But is it like lots of different colors of yarn mixed together, or is it one, or like making a bunch of them with different patterns? I was imagining what you were making. Oh, right, I was fixing this leaf. It didn't look flat enough. Need it to look flat. Ah, that's so much better. So instead of having a nice rounded top, oh, you can't really see what I'm doing because I'm keep forgetting. So I lowered the top and made it look flatter, and then that looks a bit more leaf-like, I think. Just simple one color. What color was it? For some reason, probably because of these, I'm imagining it was blue. Not because of anything that I think would make you use blue, but because I've got so much blue stuff in my eyes right now. All right, let's do another leaf. A leaf covering a leaf here. Oh! Yes. Ah. That's nice, though, being able to... So you just got it for Christmas and already finding a way to use it if you weren't expecting it. Since you didn't know what to do with it. Gray started making white one. Oh, that's so cute! Are they going to be stand-up bunny ears? Or more floppy bunny ears? I've been thinking recently, I used to have these bunny ears hats, and I got rid of them because I never wore them. But now, recently, I've been like, I kind of wish I still had those. Just thinking about them. But I really did not wear them, so I gave them away to the thrift store so that somebody else who would actually wear them could have them. As they were just, you know, gathering dust basically in my drawers. So, but I think about them sometimes. I had a floppy ears one, a long floppy ears one, and a little standy up ears one. They can be whatever they want. Probably floppy. That's so cute. I could imagine, like, you could decorate that. So, like, say someone gets the headband, and then they could put, like, little pins or, you know, something on the ears, too. Oh, you could even put earrings on the ears. Ah, that seems so fun. All right, I got to keep adding. Let's see if I can zoom in on this image here. As I want to see how much of this is made up of these leaves and how much is sticks. It's not very even. I'm looking at my reference. So I don't need to worry about making it evenly dispersed between, making the grass evenly dispersed among the sticks. It's kind of like a bow. The ears are kind of like a bow. It's like on the top. So is it like headband and then like two little ears like this, like towards the middle kind of thing, or is it like on the side? Like is it like this? Well, if you're hearing some jingling, and snorting and some more jingling, the puppies are readjusting themselves. I think they're also aware that it's pretty close to break time. Almost time, puppies. So let's put another leaf under this leaf. I like the idea of some leaves being stacked because if they're being inserted into the nest as not just individual leaves but whole sticks with leaves growing off, then I imagine that they'd get compacted onto one another as more sticks got added. Though I think I'm going to have to label these actually so that I remember what is leaf and what is stick, but maybe not. Because the leaves are going down this way and the sticks are more going this way, so it might actually be easier than I think. Oh, let me see. Oh, I get it. Oh. Are you making the... Whoa, that was a big one on the... so there's like a baby one, but then the kid, the more grown-up kid has a much bigger one. It looks like it stands straight up. That's so cute. I see what you mean by bow now. I get it. So they're coming across like it wraps around like that. That is so cute. Yep, I don't see how anyone who would be in the market for a new headband would not want that one if they saw your headband, because that's super cute. So how many did you make so far? How many did you finish one on stream? Okay, here's another leaf hanging over. I have a lot hanging over. I think after this one, I'm going to add just some indications of them hanging under. So it just doesn't logistically make sense based on what I'm seeing in the reference image for it to all be sticking out. It seems like it's kind of just added on top, and so there should be plenty of sticks on top of leaves too. Although maybe this one, I really like how I made this one sticking out on its own little twig. I feel like maybe I want to do that with this one too. Or maybe add another one here coming out. Twig one. I know I just said I wanted to stop making ones coming out on the top, but this idea struck me, so I'm doing this. Yes, and then I like this because it's covering up another leaf, so more leaves overlapping one another. Nice. How long did it take you? It's crochet. Do you have experience between crocheting and knitting? As I find that knitting takes a long time. Is it faster to crochet something like that? Or is it just like, because I have hardly any experience. I've made like one tiny little scarf that was to decorate a little painted figure of a cat that I made for my mom. And then I made a little scarf to go on. And then I tried over and over and over to make a full-size, like, human-sized scarf. And I just kept redoing it because I kept messing up. And so I would redo it and I would redo it. And I don't think I ever managed to make a full scarf because I got so tired and it took so long. And eventually the years passed and I was like, let's just give this yarn away to the thrift store because it's not becoming anything sitting here with me. Oh, thank you. The curved leaves. Well, that's not too bad, I think. An hour and a half. And then if you spent a whole day, like a work day, you could probably get like at least 4 done. Probably, I mean, I don't know about using your hands for that long. I definitely have to take breaks, but then you can have quite a bit of stock ready for selling. And I feel like people like to buy things more if they have lots of options to browse through, and then they find that one that is, this one is mine. I love this one. There's something about this one among all these other ones. The bendy leaf close to the right corner, left, right. Oh, this one? This is the one that I had to fix. Or is it this one? I'm glad you can see that because it looks almost invisible to me. So I'll hold this up. I'm getting pretty close to done. I do think I really need a little bit more, I mean, I don't know, maybe that is good because we're only showing this top little part of the nest. And the nest, these nests are absolutely gigantic. They're like 2 feet from top to bottom. Just estimating. Oh! Wonderful. This one's similar. This one ended up similar too. This one I'm imagining is like a dried. So these ones are more fresh, so they're more, they still have lots of moisture in them and holding themselves up. This one's starting to dry and droop. Maybe this is good though. Okay. It is supposed to be my 5-minute break time, and I think that would actually be a great way to refresh my eyes and then come back and see if I'm happy with this front edge of the nest and I can move on to, and I guess I'll show everybody what I'm working towards. This is my sketch, and then I'm going to do this variation, not the wings up, the wings down, this variation for this corner. So what I'm working on so far is just this front edge with this nest. Yeah, I think break time is called for. Oh, and it's bedtime for Celia. Good job today. Thank you so much for rating me. So if you are going to bed, then I will wish you a very good night and sweet dreams. Yes, thank you so much for rating me. I really appreciate it because I'm slowly figuring Twitch out after many years of streaming and not knowing what I'm doing. So, anyway. It was so great to chat with you. I am going to put my little be right back sign, and I'm just going to be gone for a little 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna mute my mic, not bike, mute my mic. Be right back. Hey everyone, I'm back. Let me slowly turn my mic up so that hopefully I come back with not a jump scare for everybody. Oh, and there's Wolf. Hello, Wolf. How are you? Thank you for joining me. Hope you had a great day so far. Anything fun going on? Here's the project we're working on today. I mean, I think you saw some of this yesterday, but we're going to, I drew this one today. We're going to use this one. No wing up. Wings down in place of this. So wings down for both of these two. I'm working on making that into the final sketch. So far we've got the front edge of the nest done. For some reason my laptop is running its fans real high, even though I haven't used it. Should be in hibernation mode. I haven't used it in a couple days. It's odd. Yeah, 10 viewers. C Crafts by Celia rated me. I've got to figure out how to set up the shout out command. I wasn't able to shout out in return, but so grateful to be rated and to have everyone sticking around with me. Aw, that's nice. Ari's grandma? Ari's dog grandma or human grandma? Hold on, I gotta turn my monitor. It wasn't bothering me, but coming back after break, the angle was bothering. It was catching the light in a certain way. Her great grandma. Hold on, shaking my water. Former green smoothie water filled bottle. I forgot to eat my snack before the stream, so I ate my tasty snack. So I need some water. Do I have some tea left? Ooh, I have some tea left too. Lots of work. So, Ari spent time with great grandma because you were busy with work. Typical parent stuff, huh? So now that I'm coming back, I do want to add a few more leaves, just a little bit. But I do like what I was noticing, they're grouped together a lot, not super evenly dispersed. But I don't want to add too many because there's also plenty of areas in these nests where it's like nothing but sticks. Just trying to work out that nice, natural looking balance. Alright, tapping up all of these little eraser bits. Yeah, I like that. I've got like 3 groups basically of leaves. One here, and one here. And it's not perfectly spaced either, which I don't want. I don't want them to be all really super perfect because that doesn't look natural. So let's just add another leaf here underneath this one. So just a little edge of a leaf. I think I might. I can't decide if I want to start noting on here. Leaf, 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 leaf. I think I can still tell. It's like I said earlier, the leaves are mostly going vertically and the sticks are mostly going horizontally. So I think I think once I start coloring, I'll still be able to tell which is which. I think that we'd see, from this leaf, we'd see the stick that's holding it. And look, there's another big stick behind it. I'll leave it like that. Just a little twig, just like here and here. And then this one is underneath that one, though. Hold this up so that maybe you can actually see. Yeah, this little twig here holding this leaf up since there's no large stick for that one. To explain why it's so high up. Just want to make it logical. I think that's good. And then I'll probably add more stuff to this later anyway, because I wanted to add little party decorations. Though I don't know if I'll add them to the nest, or maybe I'll add them like hanging from branches in the background or something, like little banners of flags. But I'll get all the main features in here first, and then I'll add those kind of little details after that. Okay, hold on. I'm getting distracted because I tried to do a shout out and I thought that it would work automatically, but it didn't do anything. And I have Twitch up on my phone and it's really distracting to have my own. It's one thing to have it over here on my monitor. It's another thing to have it right here on my desk. Okay, there, I got that off. There, so not distraction on the charger, and now it's just a clock. Ah, didn't work for you either. I tried the /SO, and that one didn't work. And I thought /SO was like the Twitch built-in one, but that didn't do anything either. Though I remember yesterday when we rated David Peterson, he was also having, or one of his mods was having issues as well. So I wonder if there's just something wrong with it. It's tough when I don't know that much about what I'm doing and then it's also not working. So then I'm like, what do I do? Because I think it's so wonderful that you can do the shout out thing. And so when I receive a shout out, it feels so good. So I want to be able to reciprocate that feeling and share people who come to my channel. Oh, work without instead of SO. Ooh, let's try that. What is going on? I have an ad on here. I just want to look. Do I have to view an ad for my own channel? Don't do that to me. Twitch. Okay, I'm learning. Sea Crafts by Celia. I'm learning about Twitch. Let's try this one. Ah, it worked! Ah, so happy! Thank you, Wolf. You figured it out. Has to be the full. Okay, so the one for a bot, which I've looked into setting it up, but it's like so complicated, and this is going to have to be a project for another day. The one for just built in on Twitch has to be spelled out. Ah, thank you, Wolf. Yay, I'm so happy about that. Okay, I gotta get Twitch off of here again. Okay. So many things are visually distracting. It's hard because I'm already doing so much visual processing both on the page as I'm drawing and in my imagination. I think that's why distractions are such a big issue for me while I'm working. Because I was talking earlier about how if I put this template down and it's slightly off or something, then that will like distract me the whole time because I'll just keep thinking about how these lines are not parallel. Okay, anyway, done with this nest. Let's add, so I think the next thing to add, oh, well, it's hard to decide, but I think probably the baby, and then that will dictate the angle and the size, I think, of this mouth with the cupcake in it. So let's add this baby right here. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure Streamlabs is what I have set up for. That's how I have the chat on the. That's how I have this chat visually on the stream, is through Streamlabs. I'm pretty sure is what I use. I'm trying to drink my tea, but the little slidey bit closed. I gotta hold it open, I guess. That's the end of today's chocolate-covered strawberry flavored tea, which is so super tasty. It's very, very yummy. Okay. Baby, adding the baby. So I've got to go back to reference image of the baby cormorant chicks. I mean, they're chicks, so they're babies, but let's see. I had a good one that I really liked. Where was it? Was it on this page? Sorry, this part is like, there's nothing visually going on my stream because I'm just scrolling through images over here. All adults, these. So maybe I need to go to the very bottom of the page. Or maybe it was a different one. Oh, it was a completely different tab. There we go. This one has an excellent view. It's very nice detail on the head, which I think is the most important part of this baby in particular, because it's facing the viewer and it's the closest thing to the viewer, in fact. Okay. Maybe that's a bit too long. Why can't I just have sort of... Okay. Trying to get my lead the length that I want it to be. So this baby, since it's moved down, one of my notes is to move everything down so that we're not having this being cut off and this head being right at the very edge of the image. So this all needs to move down. Right now on the sketch, this baby's head, say like the midpoint of the head, is a little bit higher than the halfway point from top to bottom. So I think maybe with the amount I moved it down, it's like, for instance, the edge of the nest here is almost at the halfway point, but instead we're more at like the quarter way point. So probably getting the baby situated so that, I wonder if I actually made these sticks too big. Well, whatever, this is going to be big sticks. I'm thinking about the proportion of the sticks to the griffins, but it doesn't matter. Griffins aren't real, so they can be whatever size I want. Okay. So I'm not just explaining it. I am thinking this through out loud in words, and I'm thinking maybe having the tip of the beak at about the halfway point, so it's like right about here. It doesn't have to be precise, but I'm just going to put a little mark there. If we have the tip of the beak there, yeah, that's, I think the only issue is to make it that small. These sticks really are quite big, and I feel like we wouldn't really see the hand. Right now the hand is on the edge of the nest. I don't think that would be the case with how close up and how large these sticks are. We don't necessarily need the hand, but I did like having it there as another indication on top of how the tail sticks up, that this is not just a bird, this is a griffin. So having the foot way farther forward than it would be. But I guess the birds are pretty flexible with their feet, so this could still totally be a back foot. it was a bird and not a griffin. I'll think this through. I really don't want to have to redraw all this stuff I just drew. I drew it this big. Well, let's just start drawing from the head and make everything else match, and then we'll just see what happens. Okay. They have these, even as children, they have these beautiful curves to their necks. They already have the adult elegance, basically, at this juvenile stage. So I definitely want to capture that. I think if the cupcake's coming in from the top corner, let's see, so let's just do a little circle to super light circle just to indicate cupcake here. So if this is cupcake, it's definitely got to be that the cupcake is closer to the viewer rather than just off to the side and everything else is the same distance. This baby needs to be looking over this way more like this. The eyes are on the sides of the head. Seems, I mean, most eyes are on the sides of the head, but let me look at another one. Yes. So they're facing more outwards than forwards is what I'm trying to say, like so many birds. Like humans have mostly forward facing eyes, right? And birds mostly side facing. So it doesn't mean they can't look forward, it's just the placement of the eyes. So get that in there. And we're going to make them a little bigger than natural because I really want to put the little stars in there. So this is going to have a little bit of a cartoony flavor, which it was going to have anyway, adding party hats and such. So we're making these eyes way bigger than they naturally are. And then these birds, I have not looked up a video. I've been wanting to look up a video, but based on images I'm seeing, instead of, I imagine so many birds opening the bottom jaw like this, kind of like it's humans. But these birds seem to open the top part and the bottom stays still. Hope you enjoyed that. Illustrating it with my own hand. So I want to try to keep that in mind because I do not have a reference image for this particular angle or facial expression or anything, so I just have to use my imagination here. But seeing those images, it means that this bottom angle, this bottom line of the neck should also dictate where the bottom edge of the lower jaw is. That's what I'm trying to get at. So actually at this angle it seems it would be covering that other eye, which is fine. And then it's coming up. Oh wait, let's make it. Okay, and I'm going to anthropomorphize it a little bit with a little upturned corner of the beak. Because these cards are ultimately for human viewers, so let's use a little bit of human emotional language, which is upturned corners of the mouth equals happy. Here's the other side of the beak. And then it just, they have like a pretty bald head. I actually wonder if maybe this beak should be longer. They have quite a long beak. they're fishers, so I think it make the like they're fisher birds. They eat a lot of fish, crabs, I think, crayfish, stuff like that. So they've got nice, long, tough fishing beaks, and I think that I want to make it longer, actually. And even this baby that I'm looking at has a nice little hook on the end. Helps them grip the fish, I'd imagine. And then the top part. So it's a very tapered beak. At the very end, it's quite thin compared to how it comes out to the rest of the head. Try to depict that coming into the rest of the head here. So I like how I've drawn this, but I wonder if I have turned the head far enough. I think the beak is not turned toward this little circle depicting the cupcake. So let's try one more time. I don't have any deadline for this, other than I'd like to get it done by the end of March to beat March's Patreon rewards. Come out, eraser! So there's no reason I can't retry drawing some stuff. This one never wants to come out once I push it back in. What if I... Why? Why won't you come out? It's in there. See the black eraser in there. Not come out up here. What's this? Can I push it down with this? Hold on, I'm gonna try something. There's a little window here. Maybe I can... Nope. What the heck? Larger eraser that I wanted to use to make it go faster. It's not going faster, so I'm going to use a different... I'll use my kneaded eraser. Well, now I know not to get this eraser. The idea is good. Whoops. This sumo grip. Oh, look, maybe I can push it down from this side. What if I stick this in here? Nope, it doesn't go in. Sumo grip by Sakura. Sakura is the same brand that I... Nope, that doesn't fit either. Dang. Nothing fits in here. Where? There's something to stick in there. Oh, here's a nice thin... Nope. Anyway, they make great pens, but I'm not impressed with this eraser. The way it does this, it's always a problem. That said, it's not like everything is a problem. I love this also sumo grip mechanical eraser. Wow, I could use this. Haha! Anyway, I'm not going to get this clicky eraser. I never bought it in the first place. It was... Oh, is it going to come out? Come out. Haha, I got it. Yay. Anyway, it came in an Art Snacks box or something, so... But yeah, I have to deal with that every time because I don't like to leave this part hanging out. I like to stick it back in when I'm done. Anyway, let's use this one. I love this one. I had a different kind and it did not work very well, but this one works awesome. So, here I'll show you. Here is the face, and I don't like the angle, so let's erase it. Oh, the batteries are dead. Never mind. I can't show you my awesome eraser because the batteries are dead. Dang it. I've got more batteries upstairs, but I'm already wasting so much time messing around with erasers, so I'm gonna take the... Is it 2 or 4? 2 AAA batteries. Dang, these batteries lasted so long too. They're the original ones that came with it, but they finally couldn't handle it anymore. Okay, I got that put back together. Alright, we're gonna try this one after all, I guess. Just like to get it out in the end. Alright, there we go. So I ended up drawing it the same angle I did in the sketch. So that must be the angle that's easiest for my imagination. But I really want it to face more toward this cupcake, so it's got to turn more this way. At least it is Sakura, so it's another Japanese brand, and it does the same thing what I was saying earlier. I really love, I can just tap it on all these little eraser bits. And they all come and stick together so that it's very easy to get them into a little glob and put them in the trash can. Okay, excellent. Okay, I guess I'll just leave that out. I won't put it away. I'll do my best to remember not to put it away because it's such a pain every time I want to use it. Okay, once again, drawing the circle, drawing the lines on the head to dictate where the eyes and mouth should be. Let's put this line for the mouth here too. Should be up like this. So let's put it. Let's do this. Oh. Oh, that's better. Once again, I can only show one eye based on the perspective, but this is what I wanted! Yay! Just gotta work with this bottom half of the jaw a little bit. Try to figure out, so I'm figuring this out all from imagination. There's no reference of this angle. So like imagination and inference based on the reference images I do have. So this is the right angle, what I wanted for the upper jaw, the upper beak. And once again, anthropomorphizing just a bit to make it look recognizable as the human emotion of happiness or joy. And of course, it's going to be totally unrealistic anyway, because I'm going to put the little stars in the eyes that I wanted. Okay, I've got to pull this bit out because it's not... Oh, am I out of lead? I think I'm on my last... Why ain't she coming out? There we go. Waiting for this lead to come out. There we go. I'm not hearing any clicking, so I think I might be on my last lead, but I have some more. I have 2 more. Oh! I'm gonna have to buy some. Ah! I normally love an excuse to buy any art supplies, but I've really been trying to get on top of my finances this year, so I'm like, no! Okay. So I'm gonna, that's all I've got is the one that I just clicked down and the 2 that I put in. So I'm definitely gonna have to buy more, so I'm gonna leave this out so that I remember to order some more. Because I use this for almost every illustration. Now that I've added that anthropomorphization to the corners of the mouth, I actually don't like it. I'm going to take it away. I actually prefer the more like gaping fish mouth which is ironic because these folks eat fish. But oh, I'm so happy. I think the anime style star eyes should be enough to show that this is not a naturalistic scene, on top of all the Gryphon stuff and the party hats that I'm going to put on him. Okay, now I'm adding the edges where the feathers are growing in. Most of the face for these babies are bald. But the feathers that are there are super fluffy, short and fluffy. So I'll do my best to indicate that kind of texture with my lines. I put some ridges in the top of the mouth. I don't know if I like it though. It's a little bit distracting. I think that naturalistically there might be something like that, but I don't actually know for sure, and it looks kind of creepy. So I'm going to take those out. I keep working on this one spot, but I think I do want to change it still. I get what's bugging me. If this is the height of the cupcake, the baby would not be looking up. They'd be looking more down. So even though I did all of this, let's try it again. That's lots of sketch. I'm going to keep drawing it until I'm happy with it. I made it too far up that time. I'm going to get this. Third time's the charm, right? Just tapping up all of these eraser bits. I actually need to click the eraser out a little bit more. This sumo eraser breaks down into a lot more smaller pieces, so it takes a little longer to tap up all the bits. All right, my little baby. Let's try this again. Head here. Yes. Circle for the head. Now, I think I'm going to take some lines down from the cupcake edges. Oh yeah. So while this one comes down at quite a sharp angle, this one's almost flat, this edge of the cupcake. So if we assume the eyes are locked onto that, and that the nose would be, or the beak would be in the middle of these 2 points, I think it should be more like this. Oh, Aoife's getting up. I'm gonna stretch. Hoping to leave. Oh, it's almost time. What? Let me get another drink of water out of my shaker bottle. It would be wonderful if in the next 6 minutes I can finally draw this little baby the way I want. Okay, eye. Another eye. I want the eyes to be big and cartoony. Well, relatively big. Compared to, like, nature. Alright, so Beaky. Beaky is pointing toward... Oh, Gesundheit! Think that was Chappie? Had a sneeze. Beaky is pointed toward the center of the cupcake, I think. So I'm going to use this line to connect. Upper beak. Oh, and this is way better for having that open mouth angle. Little curved hook at the end of the beak. And I have not seen their tongues in these reference images too much, but they seem to have similar to like other birds I've seen. It's not like a human tongue or a dog tongue that sort of flops around. It's sort of, well, I guess human tongue also comes up out of the bottom of the mouth, but it just looks so much different in a bird. I know, my girl. Aoife's trying to get me to get up. I need another camera. So earlier I was talking about getting my old, not as good as this camera and having a little close-up scene, like a little in the corner here. I was also thinking I need a little puppy cam at floor level so y'all can actually see what Aoife's doing to try to get me to be done. She's like, come on, it's time to be done. My dogs absolutely have a sense of time. They always start getting ready when it's time to go. Like, they can just tell that it's been long enough. The only thing I don't quite like about this is I've got the bottom part of the beak opening when what I've been seeing is that the jaw stays along the same line. But for the sake of the illustration, and because these are griffins and they're not actual real creatures, I think I'll actually stay with this because this, I think, is the best one I've done so far. I've drawn it 3 different times, and this one actually is really, really based on the location, the closeness to the viewer of the cupcake. So the location on the page and in space in this imaginary world. And then this expression, just without even anthropomorphizing and adding an upturned corner of the mouth, I think it also shows excitement. And then when I add those little anime stars into the eyes, which I'll just do for see what that looks like, I think that will really get the point across that this one is super happy to see that cupcake. Okay. Oh, I see. So I don't think I can show this eye, actually. With the way I've drawn the beak. So let's see what this is like. We've only got 2 minutes. Oh, yeah. I think if anything, I should make the beak stick out a little bit more on this side. Oops, let's use the smaller eraser. Well, I might work with that a little bit more since this is giving me a bit of trouble. I think it's probably good if I... Yeah, let's call it good here for today. There's less than a minute left in my streaming window anyway. So I guess I'll just review what we worked on today, which was finalizing the poses of these two characters to be in this sketch, and then making that sketch full size. So 10 inches by 7 inches. And we started adding this little fellow. Not bad. And it's especially considering I have no reference image for this. I'm just having to use imagination. That's why it's a lot more effort than when I find like, oh, I have the perfect reference image for this. All right, but it's time. Yay! Let's find someone to raid. Oh, right. I wanted to raid. So hopefully y'all will be able to hear me still fairly well. I want to raid from my PC, because then I can more easily chat with the person that I join. So it's so hard to type on the Twitch app for me. I hate not being able to see everything I type. So let's see. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Axie. Yay. Let's see. Go to my own stream on Twitch. Wait, first I want to see who's streaming. Oh, let's raid Margot Simone Art. I still never asked her if that's how she pronounces her name, but that's how I say it. Hold on. My browser, for some reason, was really low below the screen, and I couldn't see my own chat box. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Raid. And Margot Simone Art. I'm going to try to remember to ask her how to pronounce her streamer name. Is that spelled correctly? I think so. Okay, boom! Raid has been started. Yay! Alright, before we go, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. It was so wonderful. And so everybody who stuck with me from the raid party, I especially appreciate you. I hope to see you again. I will be back tomorrow. Haha, just like Exie says. I'll be back tomorrow for Chibi Friday. I'm going to continue working on the subscriber badges. I already have 4. So we should have really fun stuff to work on tomorrow. Hope to see you then. And it's time. Let's raid! Yay! Looks like it worked. So for anybody who's still here in my channel and anybody watching the recording on YouTube, that's it for today. I'm going to end my stream. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Thank you for watching.